on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over my strategy and some trade examples. Now, if you're not familiar, my trade strategy has an 80 to 70% win rate. It kind of varies depending on the month, but in September, I had 20 total trades, 16 wins, 4 losses with over $50,000 of profit. And if you just look here, one of my members actually back tested the entire year from January to today and found that in 168 total trades, there is a 77% win rate. And if you just do a one-to-one risk to reward strategy, it's an 80% win rate. So not only does my forward testing and my results back that data up, but the back testing, the raw numbers back this up as well. So it's a very popular strategy. It's a very effective one. And we're going to teach you how to trade it today. All right, let's start here with trade number 1. This was taken on July 1st, so we're going to look through the July trades, and this is a really, really nice pattern, man. We don't get this all the time, but this is basically a fair value gap tap into an IFEG. It's a very strong pattern because you're able to combine that bullish tap with the inversion, and that kind of helps me confirm order flow. And a lot of the time, this will let you know that you are on the right side of the trend. So here were my confluence is listed. We swept an hourly swing low down there. We had an SMT divergence with the S. We were at the bottom of the range. And once again, we tapped this bullish gap and bounced right off of it with a really good reaction. And that kind of gave me confidence for this long. It did take a while. It looks like I had to sit in this one for about 15-20 minutes, but we did finally get that expansion move higher. So this really isn't like my bread and butter A setup. This is more like a B setup or something like that, but I just wanted to include it. It's a unique kind of look here. All right, coming in at trade number 2, this is the bread and butter, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're looking for every single day. We just mark out our key liquidity levels, right? What are those levels? Our overnight highs and lows, those Asia high, London lows. And this specifically, we got the Asia low sweep, excuse me. So we got the sweep. Now, because we swept that major liquidity level, we're expecting price to react off of it and reverse back into the range. So that's exactly what happens. We have this little IFEG, the inverted fair value gap. You simply wait for price to close over the gap, and you can enter long and then go target these swing points up here. And I mean, look at this, man. Absolutely look at this. Here is a photo of when I was actually in the trade. So you could see proof. I ended up trimming at these swing points, and I just held a micro for a runner. It looks like I made about $9,284 on this trade alone. This is the bread and butter. You know, we're going to have different variations of the IFEG model, but if I just had to pick one setup that makes me the most money, this is it. You mark out your levels, you wait for them to sweep, you look for that reversal pattern with the IFEG, and you just try to catch the start of it. This has made me so much money. And again, it has an 80 to 70% win rate. So yeah, it's going to fail sometimes, sure, but you just have to keep taking the trade. It's too good. You know the probabilities are going to play out in your favor eventually. So absolutely beautiful one here. All right, guys, I just wanted to interrupt for 1 second. If you are enjoying this strategy and you want to learn more, I actually live trade this every single day with my premium community. There's a stream every morning at 9:30 to 11 a.m. where I'm calling out price, giving my analysis, answering questions about the model, and this is going to accelerate your growth so much. So if you are interested, go in the link down below and you can trade with me live. All right, coming in at trade number 3, ladies and gentlemen, this is an all-time high sweep. I didn't mark the sweep here, but you could see in the photo, I said all-time highs have swept. I would like price to reverse looking short. What did I do? Not only do we get the sweep up here where my cursor is, but we also created an SMT, which is bearish divergence. That's telling me the market may be starting that reversal lower. I simply just waited for this inverted fair value gap to close under. I went short, and I'm just targeting the bottom side of that range. And I mean, you could see we caught most of it. Very, very nice move here. And there's no hindsight. You know, we called that out before it even happened. And this is just because I'm able to follow my checklist. It's a boring system, but we usually get 1 or 2 really good trades every day. And if you just execute it like a robot, you're going to be able to print money. So if you're not familiar, this is the checklist. And when I'm taking trades like this is what I'm looking for every day. You don't really need every single checklist to be present, but at least 3 to 4 of the 6 is really what you want to qualify it as a high probability trade. So this is just another setup. You know, we're at the top of the range. I'm looking for a reversal at the bottom of the range, and we catch that one there. Not really a trade, but here is one of the huge payouts I got in July. $27,500 from Bullnox. So yes, Bullnox does pay out. They're a great prop firm, but more importantly, this strategy just makes a lot of money, man. It makes a lot of money, and some people sit there and they're like, oh, trading's not real, it's impossible. But I'm telling you, man, I'm living proof. I was unprofitable for my first year. I tried so many different strategies, EMAs, trend lines, you know, pattern trading, and it wasn't until I found this that switch just flipped and started being green every month. So I'm blessed. Okay, here's a day where I actually didn't take a trade on July 15th. So this is something else that's really important. Yes, the model's great. Yes, the model has a good win rate, but it's only if you use it in the right context. You know, if you just spam every single IFEG that you see, you're not going to have an edge. You're probably going to be a 50-50% trader, and that's not good. So it's important to understand when it makes sense to apply your edge and when it makes sense to just sit on the sidelines. And you can see here on July 15th, that's what I said. You know, I took a photo, the price action wasn't good, it really wasn't what I typically look for, and I just decided not to take a trade that day. And that's really important, you know, because if you try to just spam trades every day expecting to be green, you're going to make emotional decisions and eventually blow your account. So I just want to show both sides. It's not like I'm winning and making money every single day, but in a longer term view, if you just zoom out, I am making money every single month. It doesn't matter if I don't make money Monday or Tuesday, because I'll probably make money Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You understand? So that's just another thing I wanted to gloss over. All right, going on to the next trade. Again, super textbook, right? We get the 4-hour liquidity sweep, right? So on top of the 4-hour, or on top of the overnight levels, we also look at the 1-hour and 4-hour levels, okay? There's a lot of liquidity at those levels. So before pre-market, whenever you're about to trade, you can mark those levels out, the highs and the lows, wait for those levels to sweep, and then you're looking for a reversal off of it, right? So I had my 4-hour level, we swept it, I identified an inverted fair value gap. I just waited for that to inverse, and then I entered long, and I mean 130 points. Here is a photo of my executions. This is me holding one runner. And yeah, I mean, this was probably one of the best trades of the month, if I had to say. And it looks like I was on a 12-day win streak when I posted this. So it's just so simple, man. It's rinse and repeat. I don't gotta have a million indicators on my chart and thinking about a ton of different things. It's literally liquidity sweep, inverse, enter trade, take TPs. That's it. If you don't get a sweep, you don't have to take a trade. It's so simple. All right, guys, here's another one. Not the prettiest play in the world, I'll be honest, but it's kind of the same principle. This time we get the London sweep. We're looking for that reversal to the top of the range. I found a really good target area to the left, which are these relative equal highs Relative equal lows and relative equal highs are super strong drawn liquidity. Price will very often try to go seek those out, so it makes sense to hold that for TP. I went long when this inversed. There was a lot of wicking here, and again, when you're doing the inverted fair value gap method, you're not really stopping out unless price closes back under, right? So these wicks down here, although yes, they're in my stop loss area, I'm not getting out of the trade. Those are fake outs. So I held through that. Eventually we pumped up and we did sweep that level. It's only a 30-point trade, but I still want to show you, not every trade is just going to be super easy handed to you and price pumps or goes exactly where you want it to be. Sometimes you really just got to have conviction, make sure you're not getting faked out, and this is an example of that. All right, and last but not least, this is, I believe, the best trade of the month, or the second best trade. It looks like here we got a little liquidity sweep at the bottom, but more importantly, we got an SMT with ES. Again, that is bullish divergence, right? If we have a low and NQ sweeps that low, but at the same exact time, the other one doesn't sweep it, NQ and ES. So if NQ sweeps the low, but ES doesn't sweep the low, that is bullish divergence, because in theory, ES and NQ are supposed to follow each other and do the same exact thing. So when that does not happen, there's your SMT, right? So that SMT tells me that the market could flip bullish here. I decided to enter long off of that IFEG, and I just rode this thing all the way up. And you could even see here, here's the call out. So no hindsight, there's no nothing here. I literally said before the trade even inversed that I took it, and I was in long right there. So great month, man. July was a great month. I don't know my exact win rate. I'd have to go back, but I do know I had a 80% win rate in September. So those are some of my trades for the month of July. If you enjoyed, let me know, leave a comment. And again, if you want to learn more, there's a ton of resources down below. This model changed my life. I'm making 5 figures every single month with prop firms, and I really think you can do the same as well. It's not instant. I'm not telling you it's a get rich quick scheme, but if you master this and you really learn the model, it's going to blow your mind. All right. So I'm out. Take it easy. Peace.